Okay, pardon the mess here in the corridor, but here's kind of a strong solution of the shampoo. We're gonna grab a bird and we're gonna do this. So here we go. Okay, so this is inside my loft. Now that it's dark at night. I was out here just a minute ago. I heard a few birds stomping their feet, which is usually indicative that they have mites or that mites are bugging them. So I'm gonna listen for a sec. Yep, that's it, that's the sound. So we're going to try and treat those legs. So I've got a little dish here of some Adam's flea and tick shampoo. It's for cats, but you can use it on anything. It just has pyrethrum, and I periodically give my birds a full-on bath with this, where I submerge them in the water. I hold them, but this time I'm just gonna dip their feet in and their legs and kind of wash them up. I think that'll do the trick. All right. Okay, pardon the mess here in the corridor, but here's kind of a strong solution of the shampoo. We're gonna grab a bird and we're gonna do this. So here we go. All right, we got this bird, 836. Just gonna take his feet, get it in there, gonna scrub them a little bit. Here is the black widow. All right, black widow, your turn, sweetie. Sorry. Just scrub those little feet along the legs. Hopefully, a temporary solution, and then I'll disinfect them off. This one, when he's molting, you'll see like he lost all his tail feathers, dropped them all at once, except for one or two. Too funny. All right, buddy. Let's get those feet washed up a little bit. Okay, we're just gonna wash those up. I know, not your fave, but you will sleep better tonight. Okay, here is Lone Star. Man, this guy is just awesome. Love this bird. Sorry, bud. Sorry. There we go. Enough. Okay. Got your booty here. Lamberton bird. It's out of their, let's see, she is a granddaughter of Diamond Rio. Their ace pigeon, AU ace pigeon. Has bred many winners for them. All right, here's my favorite hen. This is Athena, Macaloni hen. She is awesome. She's a great granddaughter of Black Caviar, granddaughter of Dark Caviar. There you go. All the birds are currently feeding youngsters that are about 10 days old, so they kind of have discolored wattles and everything, but still they're feeling okay. So here's Kronos. Really awesome bird. Super strong. He's got the tremble and really great bird. One of the few birds when I packed up shop in Arizona before we moved out to the DC area that I said, I'm taking this one, I'm keeping this one. So I loaned him out to a flyer there, let him breed off him, and then I gave him to another friend, let him breed off of him. And a year ago I went to Tucson and boxed him up along with Black Widow and Djibouti and shipped him out here. All right, here is a Nemelka hen. Joe did a post about this hen's sire earlier in the year, but basically this is a nest mate to the 5th overall average speed in the Cuevas Classic 2019. So this is a great little bird. Okay, there you go, sweetie. All right, here is Fly Girl, and she is small, but holy cow, she is just sheer muscle. She feels awesome in the hand, even though she is so small. My hands are wet, so I'm getting her feathers all wet, but you can see she's a late hatch. She's still, you know, molting out those last 9 and 10 flight feather on that side, but yeah, she is a gem. Can't wait to get some youngsters out of her. That would be fantastic. Okay, come on, buddy. Let's get those legs all cleaned up. And now here's Cup of Joe. Wow, now this bird is just straight up awesome. He's just really long. His keel just goes all the way back and just super strong. Love this guy. Grandson of Florian and the Arden 2. Bred by Joe Nemelka. Just a really outstanding handling bird here. So, one trick you can do when you're trying to settle birds and you let them out for the first time, you can get some of the shampoo, get it in a 5-gallon bucket, take the bird and just really hold it and wet down all its flights and tail feathers and body feathers. Of course, don't submerge the head, but you know, from like there down. And then the bird, that soap really kind of cuts the down on their, not the down, but oh man, the word's escaping me. But it really cuts that powdery substance on their feathers and makes it so they can't fly well. And so basically they're soaking wet, and they'll just sit on the landing board or the top of the loft for an hour or so, drying out. But I've done that multiple times when I've had to relocate, and I've settled birds that were trained to my loft, my previous loft, and it worked. So All right, here is Flyboy. Quite possibly my favorite cock. This guy is just awesome. He's so strong. Just really strong wing. I mean, you can't pull that thing out. Really strong back wing. Just really great bird. Really, I can't even get a finger underneath that wing bone. All right, bud. Sorry. Good job. Good job. So, here we go. A little bit of nighttime work in the loft. Young bird's like, what's going on? How are you guys doing? Huh? Alrighty, adios. Okay, so I had a thought today. I was cleaning out the bird loft, and on one or two of the perches, I saw a few little splats, tiny little splats of blood, just like it looks like when you smash a mosquito that's on your arm. And so I thought, well, you know what? Maybe it's not mites. I should probably go check out what is actually biting and bothering the birds. So I'm gonna go do that, and I think it might just be mosquitoes. Here we go. Let's go try it out. Let's go see what we can find. Boom. All right. If you listen carefully, you can hear all those frogs. We've had a fair amount of rain lately, so all the frogs are coming out in droves, and that also means with all that moisture that there's a lot of sitting water, great breeding ground for mosquitoes. So that's what I'm thinking, mosquitoes. Let's go find out. Well, they're all laying down. That's maybe a better sign. Maybe they're not being pestered. Well, that's a good sign. Oh, there's a stomp down here by 836. I am not seeing anything. I do not see any little guys crawling around or flying around. Well, maybe what I'll do is tomorrow in the daylight, I will check again for external parasites. See if there's any lice or something that could be bugging them. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Thanks for letting us get up close there, 836. I mean, everybody else is pretty relaxed. Which is a good sign. Okay, so right here I have Kronos, band number 666, 2015 bird. And I'm just going to take a look and see if I can see any external parasites on this boy. But first of all, here he is. He's been feeding youngsters, so he's got a little bit of discoloration in his wattle. But he's a pretty sweet bird. His vents are the tightest I've ever felt. They're just right next to each other. And my finger width is like, it can't even, there's like no space between the keel, the back of the keel and those vent bones. Really great bird. He's got that tremble. Really pretty big wings, honestly. Strong back wing. Cannot get my finger back behind that bone. It's short. All right, let's see if we can find something on this guy. They keep kind of pecking down by their feet. I'm just gonna kind of go through the feathers, see if I can see something. Bought some permethrin powder to put around all the perches and nest boxes. So if there is something bugging them, should be able to deter it. Man, I'm just not seeing anything. One thing you will notice is that Kronos is missing a toe. He was a young bird. He was out. He was super friendly and perched up on our back sliding door. And one time while we were out and about, his leg got caught in the screening and it clipped off his toe. Super sad. Poor guy. He's a trooper though. Okay, so there's no like lice damage or lice on his wings. So I'm kind of at a loss. Let's see if I see anything under here. So if you didn't know already, by profession, I am an entomologist. I study insects. So I do know what I'm looking for. I'm also really good at finding really small insects. As part of my job, I would go to all the different corners of the earth looking for different insects tromping around in jungles. Been on pretty much every continent except for Antarctica looking for insects. Okay, I am not seeing anything, which I'm happy, but it doesn't, you know, like a little bit of resolution here. Maybe it is just mosquitoes that's been bugging them during the night. That's my guess. All right, Kronos. Thanks for being a good guinea pig for us. The search continues. We'll check again tonight. All right, Kronos. Say goodbye. Great bird. Aha! I'm looking on 836. I did find a louse right there. Can we see it? Right there, right along the vein of that little tiny feather. Okay, I'm gonna powder these guys up, get this resolved. Meanwhile, that little guy's dead. But even on 836, that's the only one I found. I just looked through as carefully as I could all over him. He doesn't have any damage on his wings, any of the little holes that you often see. So definitely don't have like an infestation going on or anything. So 836 is actually a half brother to Kronos. They are bred out of the same cock. And they're both bred by Wayne Whiteley in Linden, Utah. Alrighty. Okay, second round youngsters here. A few other birds. These are all young birds though. And I just gave them all kind of a forced bath. Not kind of, definitely forced bath. Just to treat them for external parasites. So this is what I did. Had my two buckets here. This bucket had a little bit of flea and tick and lice shampoo mixed into the water. And so I kind of submerged them up kind of to their neck and swished their wings and spread their tail feathers out and kind of scrubbed them up a little bit so they're completely saturated. And then I gave them a quick little rinse in just straight water. And here they are. So, yeah. Now I've cleaned out their side, and I'm gonna put some poultry dust down on the perches and floor, and then put some more of the cedar chips down. Then I'll do the other two, the breeders and bulk breeder sections on Monday. Cool. Getting her done. So when you use that shampoo, it really cuts the bloom on their feathers. And so it's kind of like giving a dog a bath. You end up with just the skeleton of the dog. That's kind of what these guys looked like too, not too long ago. Here they are back in their section, all cleaned out, dusted, with new chips on.
That's a long name.
Yeah, it is. Anyways, these birds just had their little bath, and because of that, they cannot fly. It really cuts the bloom on them. So in another 6 hours, they'll be able to fly up to their perches, but right now they can't. Okay, so the jury is still out on what was actually bothering the birds. So I'm just gonna keep watching and hopefully be able to figure it out. Hopefully we've already got it resolved, but even at this point, really don't know if it is mites or mosquitoes or lice that was bothering them. When I searched through multiple birds, I only found one individual louse on one of the birds. I didn't see any signs of mites, the little red mites. So my best guess is that it was mosquitoes that was bothering them. And having treated them with some permethrin powder or the shampoo, I did some birds each way, but that seems to have helped. But anyways, I'll provide an update soon. And until then, thanks for watching. As always, appreciate your support. And if you have not done so already, please go ahead and subscribe. And adios.